never gonna let we cannot falter in the battle we're tried and true. Indiana, Indiana, we're all for you.
Welcome, everybody, to the Indiana Basketball Show on the Grilly Troops Sports Network. I'm your co-host, Mike Goodpaster, with my other co-host, Steve Risley. And Steve, we have something positive to talk about. Last night, Indiana wins their season opening game, 98-51. And I think the game was not as close as the score would indicate, Steve.
Yeah, a couple things here. Number one, how great was it to hear the mop lady for the first time sing a song that we could get behind again? This is looks like it's going to be a good basketball team. Now, what I want to do is, before we get into all the wonderful superlatives about last night, and there are plenty, there's virtually nothing negative for us to talk about. Other than the opponent being so weak. But I want everybody right now to just temper yourself a little bit here, okay? We did not play anybody last night, and we should not take this as, oh my God, the porthole has brought us back. We still have a lot to learn, a lot to check out about this team. This was not a worthy opponent for Indiana. Indiana is much better than I think a lot of people thought they were. But I looked it up and I kind of talked about it a little bit on the game that Indiana's only made 12 tournament appearances in the last 26 years.
Hell, Steve, only 2 in the last 8.
Yeah, going through numerous coaches, and I think back 4 years ago. Oh my God, here comes Mike Woodson, the savior. We're going back to Bob Knight.
I never
basketball.
said that.
Well, there were people that did. Okay, I was probably one of them.
You were. It's not probably Steve.
And then before that, here comes Archie Miller. Oh my God, the guy that took Dayton to the Final Four. Wow,
yeah, Steve, I bit into that one. Steve.
And then there was Tom Crean, and Tom Crean was the genius coach, the statistician from Tom Izzo and from Marquette. And I can go back. Dan Dockage, who's self-loathing and self-believes that he was the most screwed basketball coach of all time in the history of the NCAA. There's Kelvin Sampson, who probably was the best coach we've had since Knight left.
Wouldn't take much.
It wouldn't take much, but we've had these highs. These ultimate
How about this?
highs.
It wouldn't take much.
We've had these ultimate highs for a long period of time, and with many different faces that have come into Indiana since Coach Knight retired. And this looks good. This looks really good. I like Coach DeVries. I liked his style. We'll get into that now, but I just want everybody to temper our emotions now about IU basketball.
No, Steve.
Get behind the team, cheer and support this team. They are going to be a good basketball team. Now let's get into why we think they're going to be a good basketball team, Mike.
Okay, because they move the ball, they shoot the ball well. 61% last night. They shot 100%. Your two big guys, Reed Bailey, we hadn't seen much of in
and
the preseason.
Risley.
Reed Bailey, we hadn't seen much of during the preseason.
A player.
Reed Bailey, 21 points. And the thing is this, he passes the ball. Everybody on this team passes it.
Everybody passes the ball. Right.
And the thing is this, they shot, 24 three-pointers, made 10, but none of them seemed like they were forced. They all came in the flow of the offense. The floor was spaced properly. You saw a motion offense. You saw unselfish guys. And defensively, at guard, Connerway and Enright are all over the place. They harassed the hell out of you. I mean, they were picking up three-quarters, full court at some cases. The pace of play is fast. We got the
play was controlled.
We got the hurrying Hoosiers 2.0, Steve.
Yeah, no, I thought even Hummel got on and was just in awe of the ball movement of this basketball team. I mean, I think I came down and those guys, without a dribble, must have made 7 or 8 passes around the perimeter, and ended up with DeVries taking a wide open 3-point jumper, wide open. I mean, it was like they said that's a great shot selection. And I never really ever thought I'd hear anybody say a 3-pointer is a great shot selection. I like layups.
It is when you can shoot them. And I mean, when you look at it, 4 to
Yeah.
5 starters were in double digits. Connor
I
Enright
wasn't
had
done.
4
I wasn't.
assists.
I wasn't done.
I know, but I was getting bored.
thought
Go
we
ahead.
started this year where you were going to be a gentleman and not talk over me.
I am a gentleman, but sometimes, I mean, you go too long with a point.
Floor is yours, Captain.
No, I'm just saying you had 5 guys in double figures.
I got the news on over here. I'll just watch the news and let you get.
Steve, I was going to respond to you where you talked about Alabama A&M and how they were not a worthy opponent.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
And hold on.
You're jumping all over the place.
I'm not. If you listen to me, I'm going to come back to exactly what you said. You said you can't tell anything because they weren't that good. The thing I would say is this: Indiana at every spot was way more talented than Alabama A&M, right?
I didn't say you can't tell anything.
No,
I think you can tell a lot about this team.
But I'm going in a direction you're probably not. My direction is this. Usually, when you watch a game like this and you got a really talented team and everybody there can take the other guy one-on-one, it kind of devolves into a game of one-on-one, and I'm trying to score my points.
Mm-hmm.
This team did not do that. This team gave the ball up no matter what. They were looking for the open shot. And I think the fact that you did that against a team where anybody here could have dropped 50 if they'd wanted to was impressive to me. It wasn't about me. It was about us. And we haven't seen that with an Indiana basketball team in over a decade.
No, exactly so. I go back to say this team did so much good. We could talk for an hour and a half on if we want to break it all down. The ball movement's the highlight of it. The balanced scoring, the free throw shooting, capitalizing on those freebies. How many games in the last 10 years have we lost because we could only shoot 50% from the free throw line? Yeah. And you know that you shoot 40% from the 3-point stripe because you take good 3-point shots and you move the ball around. Players were cutting. I love Wilkerson. Because he works the perimeter hard to get himself shots. I mean, he passes and goes to the ball, or he passes and goes away as good as any player I've seen, a guard from Indiana, in a long time. Does a really good job of that. You know, and we talked pregame. I thought DeVries was doing a little bit of standing around, getting himself open and waiting for a shot to come to him. But that's okay. I mean, if that's his job on this basketball team to be a spot-up 3-point shooter, so be it. Because the way these kids move this basketball, he's going to be open. You're going to end up. Every defense is going to end up chasing the ball if Indiana keeps passing the ball like that. They're just going to start chasing the ball, and then you're going to get a lopsided defense, and you're going to have a DeVries sitting there cross court, bang, 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 bang. So. Offensively, I thought we crashed the offensive boards. The rebounding was good. I actually looked. We blocked out. I mean, the ball a couple times. I actually saw the ball hit the ground. And I looked around, and there were white jerseys in front of blue jerseys, wherever the color I think they were blue or black or whatever color. So, but yeah, fundamentally. With the basic principles, things we talked about, Indiana outperformed my expectations. And for that, I feel really good about it.
Well, the other thing is this. The Hoosiers attempted 58 shots, all right? Of Indiana's 34 attempts inside the 3-point line, 32 were classified as dunks or layups in the play-by-play sheet. I mean, there's no 15-foot jump shot here. And I'm sure at some point they're going to play a team that's going to play a drop 5 coverage. And you've got to be able to make a 15 or 20 footer, which I'm sure this team can. But you have to be impressed with this. And when you look at the shot selection, there's nothing that's horrible here. And it has been in the past. And, you know, I don't think you're going to see a lot of guys taking mid-range shots. I mean, they're going to attack the basket. They're going to try to get open. They're going to try to shoot the 3. That's what we've wanted. And I'll tell you, the thing that struck me is last night, I'm sitting on the toilet as I want to do. It's like 7 o'clock. And on my phone, I get a notification that the Indiana game's starting. Now, it's not starting, but I click it. And what it is, it's an app, like a hometown app or something, where you get Don Fisher's play-by-play. And he was interviewing Tate and Connerway on the pregame radio show. And you could hear the genuine excitement in his voice for playing his first game as a Hoosier. I mean, this is a dude that is a native of Burleson, Texas. And now, he had 2 stops at JUCOs. He played 2 seasons at Troy, which is not Indiana. He earned the opportunity to play at a high mid-major level. And the thing about these guys, they all seem excited, but he seemed extremely excited. He dropped 14 points on 6 for 7 shooting. He dished out a game high 5 assists. He also had 2 steals. And I think him and Enright together give this team a toughness that we have not seen in a backcourt in a long time, Steve.
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly. I think it's going to be a very tough basketball team to play against. These kids, from what I gleaned from the first part, and the minute I saw the talent level of Alabama A&M, I said, okay, I'm not going to worry about that. We were up 23-5 before I even finished my first Diet Coke, and it went south from there for Alabama A&M. But these kids seem to really enjoy playing with each other. They seem to like each other. I likened it to what I another facet of the game I like that validates that is the way they filled lanes and passed the ball on fast breaks. I mean, they were very controlled fast breaks when they went. Everybody got into a lane. Everybody filled the lane. There was good spacing on the fast breaks. And when they didn't have anything, they pulled right out and went into their offense. And they actually ran motion offense for the most part. They ran a variation of motion offense. They did a little more pass and screening to the ball than we did when I was playing. But that's okay. Any variation of a motion offense is good because it keeps your team active, keeps them moving, keeps everybody and eventually if you just stay in the motion, you'll wear down any defense that's going to try and throw up against you. It's a patient offense. I think Coach DeVries has done an absolutely masterful job so far of instilling some discipline in these guys, some sharing, some teamwork and reeling as a sum. You'll conquer a lot more than if you try and do it individually.
All right, JDB Brown says Tucker DeVries may be the most underrated player in the country. I don't think he's underrated.
I don't know if I'd go that far.
He's on the Wooden Watch list. He's one of the favorites to win the Big Ten Player of the Year. The man was a stud at West Virginia until he got hurt. And before that, at Drake, he was the Missouri Valley Conference Player of the Year. I think every year he was there. He's legit. So is Lamar Ward. So is Wilkerson. With those two, you're going to be hard to beat.
I think that probably who was it? I'm trying to think here. A couple players. I'm looking at the wrong side. Bailey. I thought really Bailey and Wilkerson played a better game, but they were more active in what they were doing. But I see DeVries right now as the anchor to this basketball team. He's got probably the most experience. He knows his dad well. He's going to know the coaching situations, how his dad's going to react better than he's played for his dad. I think he's still going to be the go-to guy on this basketball team when it comes to crunch time. Jimmy Rail? What was the guy's name on Hoosiers?
Jimmy Chitwood.
Jimmy Chitwood. He's going to be the Jimmy Chitwood of this team. But I tell you, to say he's the most underrated player might be a little bit of a stretch. There's some underrated players on this team.
I think I'm
telling you what, I'm going to go out and say this. My underrated player still is Risley. I think this about Risley.
He did nothing last night.
No, I know, but it's in him. I'm telling you, it's in him. Right now, the kid's a little intimidated probably by the kids that have a lot more experience with him. I think he comes from good stock. I think his father probably really exposed him well and gave him plenty of opportunities. I think Risley's a tough kid. Now, here's what you got to realize about Risley, is that he's one of the few right now potential 4-year players in Indiana. We lose DeVries next year. We lose Wilkerson, in a year or two? I'm not sure what their juniors or seniors, but Risley's got 4 years and at a point in time, he's going to own this team. If I had a chance to be an assistant coach at IU right now, I would take Risley under my wing and I would toughen that kid up. I'd get him in the weight room. I'd teach him how to trash talk. like there is no tomorrow, and make that kid the beast that he can be. You keep your eye on that kid. Mark my words on this day. Sisley will eventually be the star of that basketball team.
In a few years.
Yeah, in a few years. But we've got a few years to train and develop him. And people are going to love this kid because he's going to be the throwback to Scotty May, to Daryl Thomas,
You've already got that on this team.
to me, to all the great power, Tommy
Yes.
Abernathy, all the great power.
Hey, you know
forwards
what?
in
I'll
the
let you go
country.
throwing your name in there since you said Daryl Thomas before it. So
I did.
yeah,
Rest in peace, Daryl. So,
great guy.
huh?
Great guy.
Great guy. He was very great. One of the classiest acts IU has ever
Yeah,
had.
and
But-
JDB Brown also brings up we haven't seen Nick Dorn yet either, who looks
No.
like he may be ready to go for the Marquette game. They said he
Right.
might have been ready last night, but I think
Team's
they
deep.
decided to wait.
5 guys in double figures.
And the other thing I will bring up when you talk about other guys playing better than DeVries, do you know who the leading rebounder was last night?
I'm going to
DeVries.
find out. I'm going to find out for you here
It
real
was
quick.
DeVries. He had 11 rebounds.
Okay, no, I
Okay.
and he got probably the most minutes, didn't he?
He played 30 minutes. Everybody looks like was between 23 and 30 minutes.
DeVries 30 minutes. Yeah, he had the most minutes of anybody.
Yeah,
But
but
that's
11
okay.
rebounds,
That's
4
his
assists.
job. I don't want to knock. I'm not knocking Tucker DeVries. I am not knocking him at all. I just
Hey, you
is a
just said
good
his name
basketball
right
team.
for the first time, too.
What?
You just said his name right for the first time, too.
Tucker DeVries?
Yeah, it's like Febreze.
DeVries. Okay,
Yeah.
good. Thank you for that coaching, coach.
Well, I screwed it up the first time we
what,
got
what,
on.
what are you saying, DeVries?
You were saying DeVries, and that's what I said at first. And I've seen him
Okay.
play like
DeVries.
50
All right.
times.
Thank you.
but
That will not happen again, DeVries. That's
We're
easier
not-
to say because it is like Febreze.
I know. That's how I think of it, so I say it correctly.
No, Tucker DeVries is the heart and soul of this basketball team this year, no doubt.
Man,
Um,
I mean,
but-
I think this. I think the best thing about this team is there's a lot of heart and soul.
A lot of heart and soul in this team. Again, temper it by who they play. You gotta throw that in the mix.
Okay, Steve, this is the thing. They could lose to Kentucky, they could lose to Louisville, and still be a really good basketball team.
Right.
This is a team full of transfers. We're going to talk about Marquette in a minute and how that could be a drawback playing Marquette. But I think this is a really well-coached team, and they're only going to get better from here. And I agree with JDB when he said that we really don't know until they play Kentucky and Louisville.
Right.
Actually, I think we'll start to find out this weekend.
The Marquette
because this
will be a lot better,
weekend-
yeah.
This weekend, you're going to play a Marquette team that right now is picked, is according which poll you looked at, either 4th or 5th in the Big East Conference, which is not a slouch conference, especially when you consider UConn's there and they've won the most NCAA championships in the last quarter of a century as anybody. But the thing that makes this game really interesting is you got Shaka Smart, who has been consistent and basically preferring to recruit kids straight out of high school and then developing them across multiple seasons. Now, that to me makes this a tougher game because, you're going to have a Marquette team that's more used to playing with each other. They won their first 2 games, but against Southern and Albany, not a huge deal. But I think this is a classic Coach Smart team, which also makes this game more interesting because they've got a lot of scrappy guards who will force turnovers. They'll get into transition. But I think MU's focus on retention under Smart often benefits the Golden Eagles. And you saw it last year early in the season where they beat teams loaded with transfers who are still trying to figure things out. So when you look at the rosters, you look at the talent on the 2 teams, I think it's no doubt Indiana is more talented. But you got to hope this is not one of those games where Marquette gets a resume-boosting win because they come into the season without any hype. And these guys have played together before more than IU has. Marquette plays with a chip on their shoulders. Smart's a solid basketball coach. I think that makes this game very interesting, Steve.
Yeah, no doubt. However, the caveat to that is I think DeVries, from what I've seen so far, and in talking to him, we had another conference call with him. Former players were able to, he has routine conference calls with the former players. And I believe this guy, much like Signetti, knows how to coach portal players and get them ready quick. And trust me, in this day and age of college basketball, I will take a coach that can build a team out of portal players right now than I will take a team who's going to recruit his own players and bring them up slowly. I think, and Hummel addressed this last night too, is if you've got a coach who can handle and build a team quickly out of these portal players, programs should be ready to go within in the first year. And it looks like Indiana's on the pathway to doing that right now. I'd say DeVries has got this team gelling a lot quicker than I thought they'd be. I thought they'd look a lot more sloppy. Now, for Marquette's coach to do it, it's going to take him 2 or 3 years to season these players. IU's got a lot of seasoned players right now, and he's already advanced. He's already advanced to the. Hang on, he's already.
No,
advanced.
Steve, you're wrong. All right, Marquette returns 11 players from last season. Okay. All right, Shaka Smart, as I said, he develops his player, and I'm not trying to be a jerk. I just don't want people ripping you apart on the YouTube videos where they're making dumbass comments. I mean, they return 11 guys, and I think that's what makes this team extremely dangerous. They've got a senior guard, Chase Ross, who was named preseason All-Big East first team. He's very good. They got another guard, Sean Jones, who's also back. He redshirted last year. But just like Indiana, there's a lot of front court question marks here. These teams are very similar. The difference here is the chemistry challenge, because you've got a team in the Golden Eagles who return 11 guys. You got Indiana who returns nobody.
Okay, well, I'll tell you, first off, if you got anybody who wants to rip me apart, go screw yourself.
Oh, they do it all the time. But
and secondly, you know
they
what?
Rip me too. So.
You're more than welcome to take my place. Trust me, I'm 3 hours behind everybody, and I would love just to sleep in and then watch the Today Show in the morning. So if somebody wants to take my place and think I'm an idiot, go get your own ring and to hell with you.
Nobody said that this time.
All right,
because
you didn't
keep talking about it. No, I'm just saying, to give context, Marquette is an experienced.
Does Marquette have a player with the experience and talent of Tucker DeVries?
They've got 11 guys that played together last year.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying. I mean, so it's not like they're looking to be cohesive. They're a team that should be a cohesive team. The thing is this, right. I still think Indiana's going to smoke them.
All right.
I mean, I think this team's going to.
You had to beat me up to get to that.
How the hell did I beat you up, Steve? You made a comment that they had a bunch of guys that hadn't played together before.
No, I said that's the difference between a team that goes through the recruiting process as opposed to the portal process.
You said it would take him 2 or 3 years to develop.
It would take any team that recruits teams to get their team to that level. It's going to take.
11,
so if he's gone through that 2 or 3 years, never mind. Move on. Find somebody from YouTube to take my place next game. I'm fine with that. Move on.
Nothing. And Robert Schwartz says, that's what social media is about, making dumbass comments. Let's see. JDB Brown, I think Indiana wins Sunday pretty easily. Sundays, I don't think it's a road game in Chicago, Steve. What do you think? I mean, it's Wisconsin as compared to Indiana, and in Chicago, one of the hotbeds for Indiana.
I know when we played Northwestern up there, there were always as many. Of course, this was before Northwestern became a much improved basketball program.
Brian Weather says, don't underestimate Steve Risley. He knows what he's talking about. I agree.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
I do agree. It was just... They do have 11.
Mike, I'm yanking your chain, all right? Lighten up.
And I'm not yanking yours. I
know.
Got to know what the hell you're talking about, Steve.
I know.
I'm just kidding, Steve. See, I'm yanking your chain. Okay. I know you can't spell Marquette, so I knew
Marquette.
You forgot the E.
No, Marquette.
You forgot the E.
What E?
That E.
Okay.
I'm yanking your chain. Since you were screwing with me, I figured I'd screw with you.
All right. No, there always were as many. Chicago's a hotbed for IU people. Yeah. So I don't see it as a true away game. It's a neutral site. Let's call it that.
And J.D.B. Brown says last year Louisville was not, and this is, I think, a very good comparison. Last year Louisville was not expected to be much with the total new staff and players. They were huge underdogs to Indiana, but they shocked everyone. This year it's Indiana's turn. Hopefully we do better in the tournament than Louisville did because they kind of fizzled out at the end of the year. But I think this is a much better team and a much better coach than what Louisville had also.
All signs are pointing that direction. I'm going to try and temper it. I mean, and just because I don't want the disappointment. I don't want us doing a show in 6 weeks like we did against Mike Woodson. Mike is a friend of mine.
Yeah, but Mike can't coach.
No, I understand that. I understand it. Mike got thrown into a situation he wasn't prepared for in any way, shape, or form. And it's part Mike's fault and it's part Scott Dawson's fault. Somebody should have seen that. But it happened. And
yeah, but 90% of the people were excited just because it was a former night guy.
Exactly. And yeah, I'm excited because I think this is the real deal coach. Unfortunately, everything's going to be compared to Signetti now. And I think he's as close to Signetti as probably is out there. And we'll probably be giving DeVries an $11 million contract next year.
Entirely different sports. And yes, football should be harder to do this at. But Signetti has done something that who else has went to a place like Indiana that was the losingest program of all time and in no time makes them a playoff team.
Yeah, and there's talk. Somebody said that. You're talking about football, right?
Yeah.
Did they get? Somebody said the college rankings came out for the playoff rankings. Did they get ranked to number 1?
No, they're ranked number 2.
Oh, still 2. Somebody said there was a chance they could be ranked number 1 based on a point system. I don't.
They could have been because everybody's got to vote, and they should be. But I mean, then again, Notre Dame shouldn't be number 10.
Yeah, and
I like Notre Dame. Outside of Notre Dame, if it wasn't for Indiana football,
that's a branding vote right there. That's a name brand vote that the NCAA would like to have.
Hey,
Notre Dame is
Brown asked a question. Do you remember Archie's first game in Assembly Hall? Wasn't it Indiana State?
I think it was.
And they beat our ass.
Indiana State around.
Indiana State beat Indiana in that game.
Did they?
I'm pretty sure Archie's first game because I remember I was upset, but not real upset because since I come from Indiana State. But yeah, Archie's first game, he got smoked by Indiana State. What happened to Woody's first game? I don't even remember that.
I don't remember. It's okay. It's all
maybe we ought to go back and find the show from Archie's first game after it lost to Indiana State and rewatch it sometime. That would be fun.
Based on the abilities of this basketball team, Mike, from what I saw last night, and nothing to do with the opponent, it has entirely to do with how well this team performed to its own potential. This is a tournament basketball team. This is not one of the bottom tier teams in the Big Ten. Pretty shortly, everybody's going to fear playing Indiana real quickly. I believe, because I don't think DeVries is a fluke, the player or the coach.
Man, he's been too many places in one to be.
In one, yeah. It's kind of like I almost said to my wife as we were watching the game. I said, "Here we go again. I win. Google me." I think DeVries can say the same thing.
Yeah, if you look at
I win. Google me.
Yeah, if you look at the 2 years at Drake, West Virginia last year, if his son doesn't get hurt, that team makes the tournament. Yeah. I think this. I think when we get to the last 2 or 3 weeks of the college basketball season, I don't think we're going to have to look at bubbles anymore.
No. I think there will be a solid pick and not a 10, 11, 9, 10, 11, 12 seed and no chance of playing at Dayton. I know that breaks your heart. Because your minutes.
Now, I don't ever show. I didn't show up when they played Wyoming a few years ago. I ain't driving an hour and a half to watch that shit anymore. I got a big screen TV, Steve, and I can just walk around the corner and pee, and I don't have to pay a bunch of money.
I'm the same way. I'm the same volition. I mean, Indiana's coming out here to play UCLA and USC out in LA, and I'm like, why?
Robert Schwartz.
I'd rather watch it on TV.
Robert Schwartz says, let's be honest, Signetti caught this program at the right time. Had he come here 5 years before, Indiana was ranked number 9. That was the year that Michael Penix was here. And, the 2019-2020 season ended up being a top 5. But I think this. I think Kurt Signetti wins wherever he goes. I mean, it's like Vince Lombardi went to the Green Bay Packers. The Green Bay Packers, pretty much outside of the 30s and 40s with Don Hudson, you get to the 50s, nobody came to the games anymore in Green Bay. Nobody cared about the Packers. The only job that Lombardi could get in the NFL, because he was Italian and there was a bias against Italians at the time, was Green Bay, which was considered a crap show. And the first year he was there, he goes 9-5. The second year, he's in the NFL championship game. And we know the history after that. So I think great coaches bring great culture with them. And great culture is what wins.
Yeah.
I'm 61 and been watching IU for 50 years. I feel Indiana finally hired the right man for the job.
Time will tell. We thought that with Woodson. We thought that
not.
with
Archie Miller.
Archie Miller.
Now, I did fall for the Archie Miller stuff. I'm going to admit that, but I didn't fall for the Mike Woodson stuff.
Well, there was a different love affair with Mike, but that's neither here nor there.
Well,
I like everything I saw. He talked all this, that this is what he wanted to do, and he's gone out in the first game, and he's shown me that his team can do these things. We didn't even talk about what was the rebounding differential.
I wouldn't lay it was huge. Hold on a second here.
And we talked about that as being a big weakness in the Baylor game.
Yeah, but we're playing a small team. It's different than playing Baylor, but it was 42-19. And the thing that I like compared to the Baylor game is Indiana was hustling to block out. They blocked out much better. I think you made a comment when we were talking off air. I wonder how many blockout drills they did all week. And I really wish there was a reporter that was smart enough to ask him that question, because I bet they spent a lot of time doing that. And they may even have brought the Vaseline out again, Steve.
That's a good thing when you do loose ball drills, baby. That means the coach is not happy. If he says, we used to go in those practices and say, do we need the Vaseline? And Bob Young, our trainer, go, yep.
If you got loose balls, you need Vaseline, correct, Steve?
That means you're going to be sliding skin on wood. You're going to be going after it.
That sounded really bad, Steve.
I know.
But what the hell? You got anything?
Did you see the story about the one NFL player, why his wife divorced him?
Oh, yes, because he had a tiny Risley.
No. Yeah.
That's what we always call it, remember? Because you're so small. So anytime somebody's got a small one, we call it a tiny Risley.
No, that wasn't why. It's because there was – I heard this on TMZ last night. I'm thinking,
Little
oh, my
Stevie.
God.
Was that really true? Because I thought it was just
I wouldn't know, and I don't want to find out.
Not if it was true, if it was that small. Is it true that that's why she left?
That's what she was claiming.
Now, wouldn't he have had the same size when she married him?
I don't know. I didn't know that Marquette was so deep in recruited players either. So I've made an ass out of myself one time.
Neither did I, Steve.
Everybody in YouTube hates me, thinks I'm an incompetent boob.
There's like two people, and they're idiots. They're crackheads.
So, well, give me their names. I'll take them off my Christmas card list.
Nobody sends out Christmas cards. You might as well take everybody's name off. Do you ever get a Christmas card back?
I don't do Christmas cards.
Yeah, you know. Well, you just said you did.
No, I was being facetious.
Okay, because I was wondering why I've never gotten a Christmas card.
I don't do Christmas cards.
I think you're making that up. I think you just haven't sent me.
Anyway, back to this guy. I mean, she was on some podcast. Now, may have been an influencer trying to get people to listen to her. Who knows? You can't tell what's true and phony on the internet anymore. So,
hold on, let's look it up and see if it's true.
It was an interesting story. Why are we talking about this?
You brought it up, Steve.
I know.
Hold on.
Because I'm just an incompetent boob.
No, you're not. We're not talking about boobs. We're talking about,
what else notes did I have?
I don't know.
The one thing
Oh, dude, I just, on Yahoo News, a woman cut off her husband's penis after tying him.
Okay, let's not talk about this on IU basketball show. If you want to have another show right after this, we'll do that. But I don't want to degrade IU basketball right now.
How's that degrading IU basketball?
I don't know.
I mean, about the second half last night, probably when you read that, Steve, because you were bored because the first half was such a blowout.
Mike.
What?
Let's get back to
And
it.
you're the one that brought it up, Steve.
Yes, I did. My
Okay.
apologies.
She was
Anything
a veteran
else?
of 3 other husbands.
So we're cautiously optimistic is the word I want to use.
Oh, no. We're winning it all this year, Steve.
We're cautiously optimistic. We're going to temper our joy. Marquette will give us a much better barometer
Yes.
than what we got out of last night. Although the minute, again, I just keep reiterating, the minute I saw how bad Alabama A&M was, I thought, okay, now I'm just going to watch Indiana. Are they doing the things fundamentally we talked about in our pregame show? Yes, they are. They did almost everything. They were totally unselfish with the ball. They transitioned from offense to defense well. They transitioned from defense to offense well. They blocked out. I mean, you could tell they were just focused on blocking out. I'm sure they did blockout drills a lot this week. You can't just flip a switch and get that. You got to drain that into some kids' because it's hard to do. Blocking out's a very difficult thing to do. It's a very physical thing too.
All right. I'll tell you this. Marquette's first 2 wins. Their last game, they beat Southern. They beat them 100 to 82. Same Southern team, Arkansas beat 109 to 77. So I don't think we really know what we're getting into. I think the thing that does worry me is the 11 returning.
Look at their scoring, Marquette's scoring. Where does it primarily come from? The paint
I don't even
or
have to
the
look
perimeter?
at it. It's going to be the guards. Their guards are.
So its guard play is going to be critical. I right now, after last night, I like our guards.
The
I
guy
like
to remember is Chase Ross and Sean Jones. Ross scored 23 points last game. Jones scored 12. They play with 3 guards. This team wants to play the same way Indiana wants to play.
Fine.
So
Well, I'll match up with anybody right now, preseason. I mean, I don't know if I want to go against UConn or I don't know who's number 1 this year. I think it's one of those wide open years at this point. I haven't even really paid much. I've been doing IU football.
me too. So I don't know what the hell's going on either. What are we looking for? College basketball rankings. I know there's like 5 teams for the Big Ten ranked. I thought Purdue was number 1.
Purdue is number 1, but they've been beat. They got beat.
That was a practice game, though, so it didn't count.
Okay.
And I will tell you this. I think Indiana's going to be better than them.
Who, Purdue?
Yeah.
Oh, I agree. If the fundamentals hold from what we saw last night, they will.
Right now, I give you the top 10. Actually, I give you the top 11 because there's a reason for that. Number 1 is Purdue. Number 2 is Houston. Number 3 is Florida. Number 4 is UConn. Number 5 is St. John's. Number 6 is Duke. Number 7 is Michigan. Number 8 is BYU. Number 9, the Kentucky Wildcats. Number 10, Texas Tech. Number 11, Louisville. So in the next few weeks, we're going to play number 9 Kentucky and number 11 Louisville. Yeah. And
we'll play Purdue twice somewhere in there.
Well, somewhere after there. But
somewhere
yeah,
after there, right? Yeah.
Twice. So, and as Robert Perkis, I don't know. We'll just call him Perky. They hit free throws, which is correct, which is a big thing here. I think the thing that I took away from it is their perimeter defense is much better, and they can shoot free throws.
Well, I mean, free throw
and the ball movement. I mean, really.
To show you the difference, they were 10 for 19 and we were 16 for 16. We picked up 6 points on, and you talk about it didn't matter last night, but in a tight game to get an extra 6 free points again, it's like just say, hey, scoreboard, put 6 more points on the board there. To hit your free throws is just, you think it should be automatic, but it never is. But to shoot 16 to 16, it makes teams eventually that'll get out that we're a great free throw shooting team, and coaches will bring up to them and say, "Hey, don't foul them if you don't have to. These guys will hit free throws. Let's not be stupid with fouling them, or we're going to try and put them on the line. We got to try a different strategy here because it's almost a lock they're going to make these free throws."
All right, good point. Ken Palm ratings: Kentucky is number 3 and Louisville is number 11.
Okay. So
and
good.
Indiana
Good test.
Indiana is number 33 in Ken Palm.
And we play Kentucky at Kentucky, right?
Yeah. And I think we play Louisville and Indy, but I'm not sure.
Yeah. I think we do play Louisville and Indy.
I've been paying attention to Indiana football since Indiana's now a football school. But now we could be both a football and a basketball school.
Yes, we can become
How
an
many
Alabama.
places pull that off?
We can play. Well, Alabama kind
Alabama's pulled it off the last.
They're the best of
5 to 10
anybody,
years.
I'd say.
Yeah.
I would say, I don't
Duke's
know
occasionally all right at football, but not like this.
yeah, not like this. Yeah. North Carolina with Belichick or Belichick's girlfriend, no chance.
Well, they've won a couple of games now.
Yeah.
But let's see. We got a Sunday game against Marquette. So that game's at 1 o'clock. Do you want to do Sunday night or do you want to do Monday, Steve?
Let's do Monday. Give everybody a chance to breathe. I mean, Collector's Call is on Sunday evenings. So
Whatever the hell that is.
you don't
All
watch
right.
Collector's Call?
I've never even heard of it, Steve.
It's a great show.
About when me and my wife first got together, I could have hosted that show. There was collectors calling all the time.
There you go. Oh, yeah.
But all right. Well, anything else before we wrap it up, Steve? J.D. Brown says December 6th in Indianapolis, Indiana football takes down Ohio State, and Indiana basketball shocks the world and beats Louisville. I think the shock in the world would probably be more of the football win.
Yeah, I don't think beating Louisville would be a shock of the world. I think it'd be a great win for Indiana, but don't know that I'd say it's a shock of the world.
I like Reed Bailey's game, but he appears to be a little soft. He didn't look soft to me.
He didn't look soft to me. I mean, I think if anything, the opponents made him look soft. He was trying to not kill a kid going to the hole. I thought he went to the hole hard. I thought he went with authority. I love the dunks these guys got.
He had back-to-back where he had a couple dunks.
Yeah, and they came off passes. A lot of the dunks, they weren't like one on nobody fast breaks. These were plays that were designed that with a great pass from one of the guards right up to him and a lob dunk. And yeah, I think this team is going to physical somebody. I was trying to get physicality in there. I know I'm stupid. I'm dumb.
No, you're not. That was
YouTube's just
funny.
Going to tear me a new asshole.
It was funny.
Matter.
Nobody's going to tear you a new asshole, Steve. You've already got 3 of them.
You should wait for Todd Leary to come back.
We can do the show from jail.
Well, he'll be back.
He's an idiot.
Jim Boyle will get him again.
Oh, Jim Boyle. He's your favorite, I know.
No, I like Jim. He's a nice guy.
He's a nice guy.
Been nice to me forever.
He used to be nice to me.
I don't know why. He probably thinks I'm an idiot too, so it doesn't matter.
Nobody thinks you're an idiot, Steve, unless they're an idiot.
Sure. Now you're just trying to make me feel good.
No, I'm not. If I thought you were an idiot, I wouldn't do a show with you.
I'm going to go watch Mark and Kelly.
The hell's that?
It used to be Regis and Kathy Lee.
Oh, so you like to watch, you live in a liberal place, but also you like to watch liberal communist talk shows too.
No, the only one I won't watch is The View. Idiots.
That's the only one I do watch. You're welcome, JDB Brown, and thanks for tuning in. All right, guys, we'll be back Monday at 1. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell notification on YouTube. Follow us on X at Grueling Truth. But for now, for the legend, Steve Risley, I'm Mike Goodpaster. You've been watching and listening to